Okay, just now the part one is like a warm up only, exercise warm up. And this part two is the main dish, like you go to restaurant eating. This is the main course of your meal. This is more important because I'm not going to explain to I still I'm not going to explain to you the general guideline. General guideline is a lot, okay, but it's too general. I think most of you already know because you already issue because most of the thing is regarding how you issue, when you issue. This is all the same thing. So what I focus is on the specific guidelines. What special circumstances? If you are in a special industry, or you have sometimes your way of doing business, your way of keeping a record is different from other people. So under these circumstances, how you handle? Okay. So under these special circumstances, okay, we have 8 special guidelines. Actually, there are 14 special guidelines under the publications issued by SDN. I extracted 8 items. Okay. Actually, later I will show you the self-bill and consolidated invoice. They are also under the specific guideline. But I separate it out. I make it 2 topics because they are so important and so relevant to us. So I have to separate it out and talk more deeply for you to understand. And these 8 also quite general, which is applicable to most of the SME. The first one is statement and bills of periodical basis. Okay, you just remember statement. You receive statement, right? Okay. Later I go through in more details. Disbursement and reimbursement. This is more for the service provider. If you are service provider, these are mostly relevant to you. And employment requisites and benefits and expenses incurred by employee on behalf of the employer. Okay, under specific guideline, there are 2 items. I combine into one. Why? Because the treatments are the same. So I combine it into one. Talk together. Okay. This one I think if you are HR or if you are account which you handle your staff claim. Okay. Lorry driver claim, salesman claim, these are very relevant to you. Okay. Transaction with involved payment, monetary to agent, dealer, or distributor. This is relevant to trading company because trading company they appointed a lot of salesmen, right, or sales agency to sell the thing because they're trading. So when they pay commission to agent, this is relevant. Okay. Cross-border transactions for import or export, import goods or import services also relevant. Or we can export service also, or you export also relevant for this one. Profit distributions is more to company like Sendirian Berhad. You heard about terms dividend, right? When they make money, they want to distribute to shareholder. They distribute as a dividend. This is kind of profit distribution. Okay, number 7, currency exchange rate. This is also relevant to cross-border, to buy or sell from outside Malaysia. It's relevant to you, but this one is very minor only. Okay, it's different from cross-border transactions because this is nothing special for you to do. Okay, you don't need to issue extra document. You don't need to take a lot of attention on. Okay, but it's quite important, so I put here. And the last thing, also very popular topic, e-commerce transactions. Because nowadays, you buy things from Shopee, right? You are become a norm already, right? So a lot of people start selling things in Shopee, Lazada, TikTok got famous also. So this become more and more famous already. So I will cover all these 8 specific guidelines today. First thing, statement bills on periodic basis. Okay, I directly give you example. I don't need to explain so much. Okay, like first thing, digital electronic payment. Now we go to makan. How we pay money? We using touch and go, right? Very common already. You know that touch and go, your handphone, right? You can go and get the monthly statement. You can check your every month what's the expenses details. So this is called statement. Okay, digital payment. And the second thing, Financial services including banking, like bank lah. Every month you get bank statement, right? So this is also a statement of your credit. What is the concept? Like statement from bank. Okay, bank, if you get loan, bank charge you what interest, and sometimes they charge some service charge. If you check, they charge you service charge. Service charge, they charge by invoice or not? No, they give you statement. The charge appear on the statement. So this is the e-invoice using the statement as a basis. Okay, healthcare. What means the healthcare? Like there's one person, he go to hospital, make an operation, and stay hospital for 7 days. Let's say, okay, will they issue every single transaction like the operation? We have a lot of doctors, when a lot of things like medicine, they calculate one by one, right? Okay, so end of the 7 days, when the people want to check out, the hospital give him a long bill. Wow, apa charge another, right? Okay, so they not charging each item one invoice. No, that 7 days they make it into one what statement. So this is a statement basis. Okay, insurance also lah. Some people pay insurance yearly, quarterly, half yearly. Stockbroking, buy or sell the share market. Okay, telecommunication, like you using DG ke, message ke, postpaid, every month you get the statement. So they're not going to charge you satu call, berapa sen, one invoice. They charge you in a statement total. So this is the statement built on periodic basis. The method is this. The practice issue of statement of view to record multiple transactions. Okay, multiple transactions over a set of period of time. The period of time can be 1 month, can be 7 days, like okay, right? So they're not saying monthly, they say a period of time. How long the period you yourself to determine. Okay, in real life, I only can imagine one industry. Beside this is laundry. You know laundry business? Okay, some of the laundry they collect the blankets, bedsheet from the hotel, right? They wash. This is every day they collect and wash. So they're not going to issue every day one invoice. They have every month they issue one invoice. They record 30 days or 31 days. Okay, each day how much? They want invoice 1 month. So this is also a statement basis. So this is the real life one. Okay, timing for issue invoice. Okay, as I mentioned just now, it can be monthly. Bi-monthly is 2 months. 2 months one time. Quarterly, annually. Okay, issue 7 days. How many days? You can define yourself. No problem. Okay. So the statement, no problem, right? Okay. Second, disbursement or reimbursement. This is more relevant to service provider like accountant, lawyer, okay, or some people they doing logistics, also quite relevant to them. Under this disbursement or reimbursement, you need to know 2 key things. One thing, how you differentiate. Okay, what kind of charges is disbursement? What kind of charges is reimbursement? You need to learn how to differentiate it. And second key, you need to know under what circumstances you need to issue invoice. Only one circumstances you need to issue invoice. The other one you don't need to issue invoice. Okay, so this thing. Okay, now we talk about disbursement first. Disbursement is out of expenses incurred by the client. Okay, now you imagine you is the service provider. You provide the service. This is the client, okay? And these expenses is incurred by your client, not you, okay? So this is disbursement. The third party issue invoice to who? To your client. Okay, very hard to imagine, right? Okay, I use diagram to show you very easy. Okay, service provider, imagine this is you. Okay, this is your client. Okay, and just now I mentioned what the expenses is incurred by who? Incurred by client. So the invoice issued to your client, not issued to you. So this is disbursement. Can get that? Okay. So if you can understand this, definitely you can understand the second one. Just make on behalf of me. Reimbursement is the out-of-pocket expenses incurred by you as a service provider. Okay. The third party invoice issued to who? To you. Then you want to charge the client. Okay, very hard to imagine. There's a diagram. So this is you, this is your client, this is the supplier. Okay, the issue, the bill to you. Okay, I give you an example. Okay, go back to just now. This is disbursement. Okay, imagine this is a lawyer, not you. This is a lawyer. Okay, so the lawyer, this client, okay, go and buy property. Buy property, you need to pay what? Stamp duty, right? Stamp duty is you pay to who? Pay to LSTN. Okay, but the money you will directly pay to LSTN or not? No, you pay to lawyer, right? Lawyer help you to pay to LSTN. But when LSTN receive the money, LSTN issue invoice to who? But LSTN don't need to issue invoice. But if LSTN going to issue invoice, the issue will issue invoice will issue to client. But payment is by lawyer. Okay. So this example, it's a lawyer. Okay. The lawyer want to do your case. The lawyer need to buy files, to buy A4 paper, printer, toner, everything, right? Okay. The lawyer go to the bookshop, stationery shop to buy A4 paper. The A4 paper invoice are issued to you or issued to the client? Issued to the lawyer, right? But the lawyer will charge what? Printing and stationery to the client, right? So this is the other thing. Okay, the issue originally, the invoice originally issued to the lawyer. Very clear? Okay. So if you can understand that situation, you can guess already what circumstances you need to issue invoice. Disbursement. Disbursement. The invoice issued to client. So already issued to client. So the service provider no need to include in your invoice. Okay, you use the third party invoice to claim the money from the client. Okay, this is like the stamp duty. This is reimbursement. Reimbursement is like the paper, A4 paper, everything. The invoice issued to the service provider. So service provider want to charge client. Yes, they can include in invoice. So not required third party invoice. You understand? Okay. Okay. I give you a case study. Case study. I can test you whether you really understand or not. Ali going to marry. He engaged event planner to organize his wedding. Okay. The wedding, a lot of expenses. I just give 3 as example. Go and buy flower. Ali say, event planner, you help me to select flower, okay, and buy the flower, and you help me to arrange sound system. Event planner go and arrange. But the location, the hall, the wedding hall, Ali said, hall, I have particular request. I arrange myself. So Ali go and find the place for the wedding. Okay, but Ali say, event planner, when you pay money, you help me to deal with everybody, you help me to pay. I pay the money to you only. Okay. So this invoice, because event planner go to buy flower, the invoice issued to the event planner. So the event planner want to get the money from Ali. Can he include the invoice? Yes. Okay. Sound system, event planner go and arrange the sound system. The sound system supplier issue invoice to event planner. So event planner want to charge Ali. So yes. This one, Ali go and find the rental of hall. So the hall landlord know Ali. So issue invoice to Ali directly. But money paid by the event planner. Okay, but we see what? We see the invoice issued to who, right? Ali. So event planner can issue invoice or not? Cannot. Okay. Good. You all understand very well already, Okay, so disbursement and reimbursement. Okay. 2 things to know: how to differentiate and what circumstances need or no need to issue invoice. That only. So now, employment requisites and benefits. This one is relevant to all majikan, all the employer. Okay. First thing what is so concerned for employer? Whether the staff claim whether can deduct tax or cannot. This is the main question only. Right. When the expenses can deduct tax, the best Okay. So how to make it deductible against the tax? This is the question, and you need to understand this very, very well so that you can plan accordingly. This one need to plan, and you need to do something. Because all method doing this employment is different. Maybe last time you can see a lot of businesses, they never let the employee, the staff to sign the employment contract or offer letter. A lot of businesses, they don't have the employment letter. But under this all coming soon, okay, you need to implement this very strictly. Okay, very important. Okay, employment requisite and benefit we divided into two things. First thing is employment related to employment, to exercise your employment. Like, okay, for example, salesman. Salesman exercise employment means what? Go to outside to see customers, see client, or to get sales. So this is what we call exercise their employment. Okay. Benefits. Benefits is nothing to do. You no need to not to say no need to. Okay. I give you benefit not for you to go and run the sales. Okay. It's because you do something, okay, you achieve something, so I give you benefits. Okay. So this is for exercise employment. This is for just common benefits. Benefit you can give to like internal accountant, internal admin, right? For them to serve the company only. Okay, example. This is a very common example for the company. What benefit they give to the employee. Okay, if employee is from outstation or from another company, they come here to work and they provide the hostel, including the water and electricity. For salesmen, maybe they give car maintenance. Okay, club membership, maybe for the big company, they have this club membership for the management level person. Okay, gym membership. Okay, sometimes two companies have a big gym. They subscribe gym membership for the staff to go. Okay, professional subscriptions is like ours, accountant with MIA, with ACCA, CPA, a lot of subscriptions. Okay, sometimes the subscription will be paid by the employer. Okay, allowances. This is very relevant to the salesperson. Okay, the salesman want to travel around to get the sales. Okay, the company will give them traveling, petrol, parking, or meal allowance. Okay, this you can see this is relevant to employment, right? Requisite. Okay, this is also relevant to the employment. Okay, this travel allowance is not travel. You can like give annual trip, go jalan-jalan, makan-makan, okay, run, negara, okay. But this one is not for you to go outside to exercise. It's go outside for enjoy, right? For travel allowance. This is under what I mentioned just now. It's under the benefits. Okay. But these two things, actually, the treatments are the same. The treatment is the same. Okay. You need to claim as you want to claim as tax deductible expenses. How? You need to have two things combined. First thing, okay, where employees are allowed to claim such expenses. How you prove that employees are allowed to claim? As I mentioned, under employment contract or employment offer letter, you mentioned that, okay, because employment letter you mentioned the position. Okay, your position is let's say salesman. Your job scope is to go to meet customer around Malaysia. Okay, so you are entitled to claim what? Petrol allowance, parking, accommodation. Okay. So you black and white, written down, allowed to claim expenses. So this is what you need to do. If you don't have, means that you not comply with it, not comply to this one. So you cannot claim as tax deduction. Okay. Secondly, you want to prove the authenticity authenticity of the such expenses with supporting documents. Means when they go and they want to claim accommodation, they want to have the invoice from the hotel, they want to claim petrol, they want to give you a receipt from the petrol stations, that are supporting documents. So you need to comply with these two criteria, then that expenses can be done for tax. Okay. These some people, some company, they have more than one company in a group. You got encountered this kind of scenario, no? Like a boss, they have 3 companies, they are related company. Some salesmen under this company, some admin staff under this company, right? But when they claim money, they use these expenses to claim under this company. Now still can, but next time cannot really. Because this, you cannot prove that employee, that person make claim is under your company. If the employment is under other company, that expenses you have to claim under that company, cannot use to claim under this company. This is the thing. For related company, what we need to think of. Okay. So there are 2 scenarios to claim the expenses. Okay. First scenario, the employer required, okay, to request for e-invoice to be issued under the employer names where possible. Okay. Where possible means that kalau boleh, okay, employee dia pergi, okay, employee, okay, they pay some expenses on behalf of the employer, okay, payment and request the supplier to issue the invoice under the employer name. Okay, means that you go to buy something, the shop want to issue invoice to you, you say, hey, please don't issue under my name, issue under my company name. You give the company details to the seller, okay, directly, even though you pay money, but the invoice issued to the company. This is the best scenario because directly, if you prove that expenses is for the company, this is very clear. Okay, kalau boleh. Okay, scenario, okay, kalau tak boleh, invoice not possible to issue the employer name. So how? Okay, let's say this employee is a salesman, go to outstation and stay in a hotel. Okay, the hotel issue to the employee because the hotel say, oh, you come here and stay here one night, hotel. I don't know whether your company real or not. No. I know you are the real person. Sometimes hotel they want to record the person name one. Okay, so we say, okay, I will only issue to you personally. So the person employee, he have to give the details to the supplier, issue invoice to the employee. Then the employee go back to the company and make the claim. The company pay the money to the employee. This one is what I mentioned just now. Employee have to have the employment contract. This employee is under the employer, okay, to claim the expenses. So just now was 2 scenarios. One is invoice directly issued to the employer, then or the the invoice issued to the employee. Both is allowed to use the invoice as a proof of expenses. Okay, kedua-dua boleh digunakan. As long as this got black and white saying that is the employee of the company. Okay, no need to issue salary invoice because why? Because at the starting of the invoice, got people say that, okay, if the invoice is not issued to the company need to sell bill. But actually it's no. If the invoice is issued either to employer or employee, kedua-duanya okay, boleh digunakan sebagai proof of expenses. No need sell bill. Because the most difficult thing is this one, how to prove that person is your employee only. Okay. So maybe when you go back to your office, you check your staff, maybe staff employment contract. Did you mention that staff positions, job scope, and what expenses is allowed to claim? This one you need to check. Okay. So another question, how about overseas expenses? Sometimes, just like I said, go traveling, right? Travel allowance, annual trip, go to overseas. Okay, so the expenses is incurred in overseas. So the foreign supplier, okay, not issue invoice one. Invoice is in Malaysia, not for outside. So outside they never issue invoice to you. So how? Okay, don't worry, no need to do self bill. Directly use that invoice or receipt or bills. Okay, but you need to write okay, invoice kita pergi mana Jefful jalan-jalan for annual trip annual trip. Okay, so this is why you have to claim under the company you mentioned. It's okay. No need to issue self bill. Okay, don't confuse. Later we'll talk about cross-border transaction. Cross-border transactions, you buy something from overseas. Overseas supplier never issue invoice to you, right? Malaysia need to invoice like maybe Indonesia, they don't practice invoice. Your invoice is normal invoice. So when you import, you need to self bill. But not applicable for this case. This is talking about what? Employee benefits. Okay. Okay, so any question for the employment one? No question. Hey, normally I go to site talk. There are a lot of questions on this one. Employee, how? If I don't have employment contract, how? Okay, this is another transaction. If you don't have a particular, employment contract for each employer, or it's not enough details, you can do what? You can have one company manual book or employee handbook. You state very details. Okay, for which position you can claim what. For what position you can claim what. You mentioned that there also can. So both way. Office manual or employee handbook, generally for everybody to see, or specific in each person you use employment contract. Payment to agent dealer, this I mentioned just now. Two keywords for you to know is one, commission. Okay? If your payment involves commission, here not mentioned. Two, second keyword, agent. That person must be agent. Agent means what? Agent is not your employee. It's not the company staff. It's outsider. Agent not your staff. Okay. So later, agent, dealer, distributor. I will just mention agent. Agent means that this three person. I mention one. Commission, including commission, incentive, or other payment for the sales one. Okay. I just call commission. Okay. Current transaction flow. So current, what do you do? Okay. So this is the diagram. Okay. Imagine you are the supplier. This is you. You appoint agents to sell the thing and you sell the thing to the buyer. Okay. So you pay commission to the agent for agent to make the sales. Okay. Now you are here. Bear in mind, these are three relationships. 1, 2, 3. You need to deal with the agent. You also need to deal with the buyer. So you need to face two persons. Okay? Okay. You are the supplier to the buyer. Agent are the supplier to you. You can understand that? Agent, what agent supply? Agent supplies sales services to you. Serve you. So he is the supplier to you. You are the buyer. You buy what? You buy the service from the agent. So you are the supplier and you are also the buyer. Okay? Of course, I have the diagram to show you. Seller. Now you are the seller. You facing the supplier. You are supplying. You supply good to the buyer. Of course, easy. You issue invoice to the buyer. No issue. No problem. Okay. No. And now you are facing the agent. Agent is the supplier. I mentioned just now. Supply what? Supply sales service to you. So you are the buyer. You buy the service. So under this law, for payment or any other incentive, or so-called commission, in monetary form or otherwise, you can like give goods. You buy something, luxury goods, as a reward to the supplier, to the agent is also considered a payment. Okay? Not only in monetary form, in give what I also consider. Okay? You need to self-bill. You assume you are the supplier, you issue self-bill to you. Later, I will talk more details about self-bill invoice. But now you understand this one first. So means that agent no need to do anything, just receive money only. No need to issue to you. So if you want to pay commission to the agent, you need to self-bill yourself for that expenses. Okay, can get it? Right? Okay, this is the example for the self-bill invoice. This is selling car, I think. Oh, sure, automotive. Okay, so this is the agent. Normally supplier is you. Now you change the role already. You become the buyer. Seller is the supplier. Supplier become the buyer. Okay, the agent become the supplier. Okay. So you issue the commission, and this is a validated invoice. So commission, okay. Cross-border transactions. Okay, for those exercising import or export, you need to take care about this. First thing, what is the cross-border transaction? I think you can understand very well. There's a foreign seller and a Malaysian purchaser. Okay, the foreign seller sell goods or services to you. Okay, and then the foreign seller will issue invoice to the Malaysian purchase. Normal invoice is not e-invoice because foreign seller normally practice e-invoice. So you issue normal invoice. Okay, vice versa. Okay, if today you are the seller, you are the foreigner, and you have the foreigner customer, you sell the good to the foreigner. Okay, also applicable. Okay, but the invoices will be different. Okay, how different was it? Okay, let's see. Foreign income. Foreign income means that you sell something. You sell something to outside Malaysia. Okay. Just normal. Assume you're selling to Malaysia and you're selling to outside Malaysia, it's the same. You just issue e-invoice. About the 13 number later I will show. Don't worry. Okay? So you just require to issue e-invoice. So there is no difference for you to sell things to outside Malaysia and within Malaysia. You just issue e-invoice only. Okay. The tricky part is when you make purchase. Okay. As per their current invoicing arrangement. Okay, some people will ask that when I export to outside Malaysia, when should I issue invoice? Okay, just follow your normal practice. Okay, no need to change. Because buying things, there is a timing issue. You need when you want to issue several invoice. Okay, you see now. Okay, foreign expenses. Expenses mean what? You buy something. You buy thing. Okay, when you buy thing from foreign seller, okay, Malaysian purchaser assume the supplier role and issue self-bill invoice because foreign supplier not issue self-bill, not issue invoice. So you yourself need to issue invoice to yourself. It's a self-bill. Okay. Okay. There are two things to buy. One thing is buy goods. Goods is a physical goods, physical, not service, physical goods. Physical goods want to go inside Malaysia, they go through custom. Okay, custom need to clear custom. So you need to issue self-bills. But when the timing is latest by the end of the second month following the month of custom clearance is obtained. Okay, means that you buy something, maybe you buy in January, let's say 2025, you buy in January. Then they go by shipment, go to custom. Maybe in March, arrive custom. But a lot of documentation you want to do, hang. Oh, April only they clear custom. So the date effective from when? Not January, not March. It started from April. When the time clear custom. Okay, done clear custom, second month, end of second month means April clear custom. Second month means May, June. Second end of June, 30th of June, before you need to issue self-bill invoice. for this purchase. Okay, understand? For those import goods from outside, you need to take note for this one. If clear custom in April, you want to issue sale bill e-invoice in May, can or not? Yes, can. Latest by June. Latest by 2 months later. Okay. How about service? Service, there is no custom. No need to pay custom. Okay. So the trigger point, there are 2 trigger points. The first thing, okay, when you make payment to foreign supplier, you make payment, there is approved already. Second thing is the foreign supplier issue normal invoice to you, You receive the invoice, you see the date when they issue. Okay, so either one, whichever earlier. If you pay money first, so the date will be calculated from the day you make the payment. If you receive invoice, then you make the payment. Invoice come first, then we use the date for the invoice as a benchmark, then by end of the following month. So this is the second month, this is the following month. Means if you import services, you make payment, okay, you haven't received invoice, but you make payment last month in March. By end of April, you need to pay already. You need to issue sale bill already. Only 1 month. But goods, you got 2 months. This one I think you can understand. Very straightforward. Okay, and it's a sale bill, sale bill invoice. You need to issue invoice to yourself. Okay, imported services. Okay, this is very important. This is the point that a lot of people feel, no good, very unfair. What is the thing? Okay, if you importing the service and the service is applicable to SST in Malaysia, then you need to include the SST amount in the self-bill invoice. What it means? Okay. Malaysia, we have the SST law, service tax. Okay. Outside Malaysia, other country, maybe they don't have SST one. But the services you import to Malaysia, okay, and the services in Malaysia is subject to SST, then you need to charge yourself SST, not the foreigner charge you. You charge yourself SST, then the SST you pay to custom. Okay, what means you can see this one. Okay, this is your company. Okay, sell bill, you are the buyer. Okay, so you are the buyer. This is foreign supplier. Okay, you can see there is an England one. England. Okay, and it provides legal services. I don't know whether England they charge service tax or not. I don't know. But in Malaysia, legal services we charge SST or not? Yes. Okay. So the England company, when they issue invoice to you, they not charge any SST now. But now you want to sell bill invoice. You need to include SST 8% into the sell bill invoice. But this England company don't know. You charge yourself, and then you calculate, and then you pay to customer. Yes. This is not encourage you to employ outside Malaysia supplier for services lah. Guna lah, Batam Malaysia. Okay. Okay, number 6 profit distribution. Okay. And you just need to remember one keyword only. You take it as a dividend. What I think is only dividend by the way. Okay, dividend. Now dividend is what? This is the company, taxpayer that make the distribution, got profit want to share to the shareholder. So this is the rand per heart. So recipient of the distribution. So this is the shareholder, right? Shareholder, or you can call it investor, or invest to the company. Okay. So they want to distribute profit in the terms of dividend. Okay. So this is the buyer, this is a supplier. How you imagine why this becomes supplier? Okay. This is investor and shareholder. What they supply? Shareholders supply capital to the company to operate, right? So without capital, the company can operate, cannot make money. So Buyer buy the capital services from the supplier, which is the shareholder. So now they want to pay money. So they need to do self-bill e-invoice. Okay? Because shareholder, you ask shareholder to issue invoice to you. No, never. So the company, when they want to issue dividend, normally the first person to know dividend is the accountant, because the boss will ask, hey, accountant, next month I want to take money, just take 100K or something, okay, take out. They never think about dividend one. But you as an accountant, you have to know, oh, this is a dividend payment. So first thing you need to inform who? Secretary. Because secretary need to prepare resolution for the company, for the director to sign for the dividend distribution. Okay. So accountant also need to know, I want to distribute, so I need to issue self-bill invoice to pay money. Self-bill invoice is to pay money. Supplier is who is the shareholder. Okay. So last time you don't need to take care, but now you need to take care. But if you are secretary also, you need to take care also, because when the accountant, the company accountant, tell you to prepare the resolution, if you're secretary, you need to ask client, hey, you know that you need to issue self-bill invoice? Client is, oh, I forgot. Then they will issue the self-bill invoice. Okay? So this is a mandatory, very important. Okay? But dividend, you know, sometimes I saw company, every month they distribute dividend, but this is not a good practice. Dividend, normally, okay, commonly is like quarterly, every 3 months one time, 3 months one time, 3 months one time. Seldom got people every month dividend. A lot of paperwork, so not encouraged. Okay. Okay, there are two kind of companies exempted for issuing self-bill invoice for the dividend payment. First one is this exempt company, okay, which is not relevant to us, and listed company. Means if you invest into some Malaysian company, then they distribute dividend to you. Okay, you don't do anything. Okay, just receive the dividend. And the listed company, no need to issue self-bill also. But if you are not under the side, you are the Sandra Bahat, definitely is not under this, so you need to comply. So this is why in the first place, I asked you to remember, profit distribution means what? Means the dividend. It's very easy to memorize. Okay, next, currency exchange rate. Okay, this is not much thing to take note because it's very, very straightforward. Okay, transactions including foreign currency. If today you export, this is nothing to do with import. Import you no need to take care. This is only for export. Okay, when export you issue invoice. Normally you issue in USD. Okay, seldom you issue in ringgit Malaysia. Very seldom. Normally, most of the trade I saw is in USD. And when you issue invoice using USD, are you also exchange into Malaysian ringgit issue invoice? Normally, yes or no? No. Okay, normally no. I saw a lot of people when they do export, their invoice only got USD. They never mention in Malaysia ringgit how much. Can or not? Yes, and you know necessary to include Malaysia ringgit in your invoice for the export. You just only need to show USD. But depends lah. If you today you selling to Singapore, of course you quoted in SGD. You sell to England, you got in pound, right? But if you're not showing Malaysia ringgit, it's okay, no worries. But if you want to include ringgit, can or not? Can also. So if there are two scenarios here. The first thing is no conversion, directly issued in foreign currency. Okay, people will know. Okay, then if you want to include RM, okay, because some scenario, okay, RM. I mean, some scenario, your invoice you need to quote in foreign currency and Malaysian ringgit is compulsory under some authorities. They ask you to include this one. If in this scenario you need to quote these two currency, okay, you have to follow the exchange rate. Okay, with the RTN, okay, or you can follow your internal policy. Actually, this one you don't need to know about this because first imagine if you want to issue in foreign currency and you need to show your conversion rate. And the conversion rate, how you get? You need to follow LSTM rate or Bank Negara Malaysia rate. Okay, first thing. Or the rate is not applicable to you. You want to use your internal policy exchange rate, can or not? Can also. So both anyway also can. But don't anyhow use one rate lah. You need to state the rate under your internal policy. Okay. For the MNC, they have internal policy one. Okay, the group company, okay, the holding company, we will fix. Okay, this company with this company, okay, or with a lot of different branches in around the world. So exchange rate I fixed already. So maybe they fix the rate, okay, to tie with the original HQ. Let's say the HQ in US, America, they use USD. So the conversion, all conversion will be convert the rate using the benchmark under USD one. Like that. Okay. So they have the internal policy. Otherwise, you need to use the rate from Bank Negara or USD. Okay. Okay. The key point actually is not that one. The key point is if today you want to show in our end, you need to provide currency exchange rate in the invoices. Okay, to be converted in our equivalent. Apa maksudnya? Maksudnya, you either one column or three column. You cannot two column. One column is USD, let's say, for currency. One column is RM. Okay, there must be conversion also one column. So either one column or three column. You tak boleh USD RM, two column tak boleh. You must be USD conversion rate RM, three column. The information of your exchange rate is very important. Okay, this is the key thing only. Other than this, nothing. Okay, so the conversion rate is okay. So now, this is a very famous topic, e-commerce transaction. Okay, know why? MCN, they focus on this topic also. Because actually now, nowadays a lot of people are selling in Shopee, Lazada. So how later I give you this example, you will directly understand why they want to design e-invoice for e-commerce like this way. So they force those sellers, okay, how to describe? When they diving into the water, okay, after this, they all surface to the water already. I then can see everybody. Oh, you selling on the internet, you selling on Lazada, everybody will catch up. Okay, but e-commerce, maybe under e-invoice, e-commerce will different from your concept of the e-commerce. Okay, how I say so? From our understanding, e-commerce is like you sell something from the internet. Okay. Maybe today you are selling what? Selling a laptop, let's say a laptop, Excel or a HP laptop. You have your own website, HP website. Okay, people go to your website to buy something, buy a laptop. Okay, so you are doing e-commerce or not? Yes, you are doing e-commerce, but you are not e-commerce under e-invoicing. Oh, why? Okay, you read this definition. What is e-commerce transaction? E-commerce transaction bracket under e-invoicing. Okay. Just now I mentioned, if today you create a website, the website is belong to you. You sell something, people go and buy. This is e-commerce. Okay. But LCN e-invoice is saying sell and purchase of goods or services conducted over any platform. You see, I highlight red color, right? By method specifically designed for the purpose of receiving or placing an order. So I ask you, you design a website to sell something. Is it a platform? for everybody to place order and receive. It's not. Okay? A platform means like Lazada. Today I want to sell something, can I register account? Can I sell something on the HP computer website? Cannot, right? So that is not a platform. So under e-commerce, under e-invoicing, is a platform designed for the purpose of receiving or of placing order. You can place order. I can place order. You can go and buy. I also can go and buy. It's like a public one. So in Malaysia, we can only know got how many? Most famous is Shopee now, of course. Okay. Later, I only use one example. I use Shopee. I use Shopee. Okay. For this. Okay. So this is the diagram. This diagram is extracted from the specific guideline one. Okay. So today, imagine this is you. This is Shopee. Shopee. They got a buyer. Okay. So one day, this buyer go to Shopee and place order. Okay. So the Shopee will inform you, notify you for the order. Then you sell the goods to who? To Shopee. You not selling the goods to purchaser. You don't need to deal with the purchaser. Okay. So the Shopee get the goods and arrange logistics and deliver the goods to the buyer. Okay. This person not important, forget about it. This one. Okay. So same with the agent just now. Commission. You. Okay. There are three relationships. You, Shopee, and the buyer. Okay. But now you only need to face who? You only need to face Shopee. The buyer already. Shopee need to face two persons. Shopee need to face with you. Shopee need to face with the buyer. Okay. So in more details, okay, you need to put some imagination to understand this scenario. Okay, this is Shopee, Shopee supplier. This is the buyer. Okay. Of course, you buy something from Shopee. Shopee will issue what? Issue invoice, e-invoice to you. Okay. This one no problem, right? Okay. Okay. Now Shopee, I mentioned Shopee needs to face two persons. One is the buyer, one is the supplier, right? Okay. This is you, So just now, Shopee deal with the buyer, easy, clear. Now Shopee want to deal with you. This is what complicated. Okay. I mentioned just now, actually you sell goods, it's not selling to the buyer. You are selling the goods to Shopee. So Shopee is the buyer, You are the seller. So when Shopee purchase goods from you, Shopee will sell you. Understand? You are the supplier. Today you go to Shopee and sell something. Okay? Shopee buy from you. You need to issue invoice to Shopee, no need. Because Shopee will sell you himself. You buat kaki kat rumah, tak payah issue invoice. Okay. But okay. Take a look, the purchase price, Shopee buy from you is the same price with the Shopee selling to the buyer. Means buyer buy something from Shopee, let's say 100 ringgit. Okay, so Shopee buy from you, you sell to Shopee also 100 ringgit. No difference. Okay, so 100 ringgit issue to the buyer, 100 ringgit sell bill from you. So what Shopee earn? Shopee earn what? Yes, service charge. Good. Service charge to the seller. Service charge last time is very cheap, like 2% or 3% only. Now Shopee, sekarang is about yang monopoly seluruh Malaysia. So the service charge I'm not sure how much. I think it's 7%. Compared to last time, only 2 or 3% only. Now they charge service charge like they charge like platform charge. I think a lot of charges. So the Shopee seller quite big deal also, and less and less. Okay, now second thing, Shopee is a supplier because they provide service to you, they want to charge you. So in this scenario, Shopee only issue normal invoice. So in conclusion, Shopee need to issue 3 invoices. First invoice is to the buyer lah, normal invoice. Second, they issue sell bill to the seller. Third, they issue invoice to the seller. So what the this you are the supplier, what will you do? You don't need to do anything because you don't need to issue invoice to the seller, the ultimate buyer. You also don't need to issue to invoice to Shopee. You just going to distress the item. So at the end, there we have the record of how much you sell the goods, how much Shopee charges. So every seller in the Shopee Lazada will surface. So good or not? For those last time, for those seller in Shopee, they never report tax. Of course, it's not good lah. But for me as a buyer from the Shopee, we think it's good lah. Right? They should have report tax. You know now, Shopee or Lazada, TikTok seller, you know how much they can earn. Very, very huge amount. They do a live, they can in 1 or 2 minutes or thousands of goods is being sold. So a lot of money they do.
If we buy from overseas platform like Alibaba.
Alibaba, you buy from overseas. Okay, if you are individual buyer,
But we are buying for company.
you are company, you buy from buyer, you need to choose sell bill in first. Sell bill. Yeah, because it's kind of import of goods from overseas. But this is mostly on Malaysia, for the Malaysia. Okay, so section 2 ended. No question, so far, specific guidelines, any question or not? No? Okay, we take a longer break, I think it's 15 minutes. Right. I'll take a 15 minutes break. You want to take a snack, we have prepared some snack for you. Snack time, you can eat, and when you go to the toilet also can. Okay, we come back at 11 o'clock. Right? 11:10. Okay, 11:10. Okay.